You know, I've had some people actually say to me, you know, why does Michael Arana always have to bash Justin Trudeau? He's always calling Justin Trudeau a long-haired Mac Daddy. He's always calling him an emissary of the devil. And yes, he probably deserves it, but he never makes any videos about Kathleen Wynne, the Ontario Premier. And that's his Premier. And she's the most unpopular Premier in Canadian history. And Hitler could probably be elected over her. And all these other people, the devil could be elected over. He never makes as many videos about Kathleen Wynne as he does about the long-haired Mac Daddy. She deserves it more than him. That's what they say to me. And I say, no. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like Kathleen Wynne. I'm against her. She has been a terrible premier. She's destroyed Ontario. I mean, Ontario used to be the engine of Canada, and it used to be. I mean, some people in Alberta will say, "Oh, yeah." I mean, come on. And I love Alberta, and Alberta is very important. In fact, without Alberta, Canada would probably crash. But without Ontario, Canada would not only crash, it would disintegrate. So, let's just be reasonable here. But I'll tell you something. Kathleen Wynne, Justin Trudeau. You know what's the difference between them? They're both terrible. Kathleen Wynne's terrible. But at least Kathleen Wynne tries to help, even if it's wrong, she tries to help her own people. And Justin, the long-haired Mac Daddy Trudeau, he uses the money that we pay in taxes, which with taxes is the most expensive thing for Canadians. He uses it and gives it to people overseas, like in the Middle East and in Africa and in Indonesia, to help them with their problems. And then he cuts on Canadians. That's the thing. At least Kathleen Wynne will use the money to try and help her own people. I'll start with the long-haired Mac Daddy. We pay our taxes for Canadians are the most expensive thing out there. That's the study that's been done. This is not me saying, this is a study that's been done. Taxes are the most expensive thing for Canadians. More expensive than school, more expensive than paying mortgage. It's expensive, taxes. But what the long-haired Mac Daddy has done is he's abandoned the traditions of the old liberals when they would tax us to the hills, but then use the money to try and help us. Instead, he uses the money to help other countries, and he cuts on us. Look at the tax benefits that diabetics had, the tax benefits that the mentally ill had. Those are all gone thanks to the long-haired Mac Daddy. He says he wants to cut down. He got rid of them. He got rid of them like we're like trash. Diabetic. I'm diabetic, so it's personal for me. Now compare that with Wynne. Yes, I know she's bad. She's been horrible. The hydro bills are high. Everything is bad. The jobs are leaving. She's been a horrible premier. To be honest, though, I'm not happy with any of the politicians provincially in Ontario. I'm just being honest. I know some people say, oh, but anyway, I'm just being honest. They all kind of annoy me and piss me off. But long-haired Mac Daddy, let's see what he's done with the high taxes we pay. Gave Indonesia billions of dollars to help them fix their infrastructure. Then he cut the tax benefits for diabetics. He cut the tax benefits for the mentally ill. He said to elite soldiers, elite veterans, that if you are injured on the job and you don't return to work within 180 days, you won't be paid. It doesn't matter if you are rehabilitated or well enough or not. If you don't return back to work in 180 days, your ass gets no money. That's the long-haired Mac Daddy for you. We got natives living with poisonous water in Northern Ontario reserves. Not a penny has been given to fix the problem, but we've given billions of dollars to other countries. We gave billions of dollars to Middle Eastern and African countries to help them with their food crisis the other day. We gave billions of dollars to Indonesia to help them with their infrastructure. There's a list of countries that this long-haired Mac Daddy has given it to the tune of like $8 billion a few years ago to other countries. And then he's cutting on us. So we pay some of the highest taxes on earth, but then he cuts our benefits and gives it to others. So now look at Kathleen Wynne. She's been horrible. I know that. But, today, it's January the 1st. I went in, because I'm diabetic, to go get my insulin. Pharmacist says it's completely free. Now, I'm covered partly by my school, partly by my work, but I don't get covered fully. So I have to pay some stuff. I don't have to pay anything. I will on the 17th because I turned 25 on the 17th. But Kathleen Wynne, she made the prescriptions free. Now, I'm fiscally conservative, but I'm also a populist conservative. I'm not a sipping tea Tory who's just worried about the checkbook and the bank and all. I'm not like that. I believe you have to also help people as well. And, sometimes, I also believe that you have to balance the budget. So, sometimes we might have to take sacrifices, but I'm not talking about policy. The thing is, Kathleen Wynne did what she did, rightly or wrongly, in a reckless way or not. She at least, the free prescriptions for people under 25, the free college for people. And I'm not really necessarily for supporting the way she did it, because some of the way she did it makes the situation worse. But I'm not talking about that. At least she's making an effort to try and help her own people. The long-haired Mac Daddy has done nothing for Canadians. Nothing. He has, taxes are the most expensive thing for Canadians, and yet billions of our tax dollars go overseas and the government cuts on us. He's spending billions of dollars to create some ISIS integration program to welcome back ISIS fighters and try and rehabilitate them, even though ISIS is using this as an opportunity to gain access to Canada. And then when they gain access to Canada and pretend that they're rehabilitated, they'll try and kill us. That's what ISIS is doing. But Trudeau said, it's fine. It's fine. Yada, yada, yada. This long-haired Mac Daddy doesn't care about Canada. Now, you can agree with me, or you can agree that, or disagree about the way Kathleen Wynne has implemented these social benefits. I don't agree with the way she's done it, but she has made an effort to try and help the people of Ontario. She's been a bad premier, but she's made the effort. She's an old liberal. Trudeau's liberals are liberals who gouge from Canadians and give to other countries and tell Canadians they have to shut up and accept it, or you're racist and you're bigoted and you're this. Look at our borders. Open borders everywhere. Everybody can come into Canada from America. Just come on in. Refugees get free dental care, free college tuition, free housing. Refugees get all this stuff. They get, free accommodations. Meanwhile, homeless people are freezing to death, turning into popsicles, and it's the coldest winter of the year for a while, and they're out there freezing their asses off. Trudeau, doesn't care. Long-haired Mac Daddy, he'll give billions of dollars to help some people in some other countries to help them with their food crisis, but people freezing to death in his own country, in the country's largest city, he doesn't give a penny. Natives doesn't give a penny to help them with their poisonous water. At least Kathleen Wynne makes an effort. You got the free prescriptions for people under 25. You've got the free college care. You've got free this, you got free that. I mean, Ontario has turned into a Salvation Army. You didn't think you'd have walked in a Salvation Army. That's what Kathleen Wynne, she's giving everything to people, trying to bribe them to vote for her. First of all, she's not going to win. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know there's probably some kids. I don't even think the trolls like Kathleen Wynne. Kathleen Wynne is not going to win. Again, she's losing in 2018. It's just a matter of, is it going to be a minority or a majority? She is losing. And then people say, the NDP ain't gonna win shit. The question of 2018 Ontario is whether the PCs will get a minority or a majority. I'm hoping for a large minority because I don't know, Patrick Brown. He's another thing. I mean, I'm not going to get into him. I don't want to get into him because I know I've got a lot of people who work for the PCs who say, Michael. So okay, whatever, that's fine. But Kathleen Wynne isn't going to win. She's going to lose. If I were a liberal, I would be looking for ways to get rid of Kathleen Wynne before she destroys the Liberal Party of Ontario and turns it into the way of the PCs in Canada, like Brian Mulroney did to the PCs federally. She's going to destroy the party. If she really cared about the Liberals in Ontario, she would step down immediately because she's going to destroy. I don't know how bad they're going to lose, but they're going to lose pretty badly. It's over. It's over. But the thing is the same thing that's happening to Wynne should be happening to Trudeau. What's wrong with you Canadians? You fool. Yeah. Why is Trudeau 40 points and 30 points in the polls? Trudeau should have 2% approval rating and 3% approval rating. He should be facing defeat like Kathleen Cowperthewaite Wynne is doing. I don't know, Trudeau, the same thing happening to Trudeau, happening to Wynne should be happening to Trudeau. The same poll numbers that Wynne is getting, Trudeau, the long-haired Mac Daddy, should be getting. 2%, 1%. What do Canadians like the fact that they spend so much money on taxes only to see those tax dollars being given to other countries and then having their benefits cut? Do Canadians like that? That's why I call Canadians masochists. So at least Wynne makes an effort. She's doing it the wrong way, but she's making an effort. Trudeau makes no effort to make this country even better. He makes the rest of the world better and hurts Canada at the expense of Canada. He's a globalist. He's a sellout. This is the Irana nation.